Om Shanti, good morning. So, hope I'm clearly audible. So, let's see today's Avyak Murli English. It's 12th December 79, and it's about all Babas telling us the Satyugi ornaments which we are ordained with, and which Baba is trying to beautify us with those. And Baba's ways and methods are very unique. Particularly when he says about these three things, Taj, Tilak, and Takht. It's beautiful to remember these Hindi names. Taj is the crown. Tilak, there's no such word in English direct translation, just Tilak we call in English as well. And Takht is the throne. So Baba has different meanings of that, and he is elaborately explaining all of them in today's Murli. So we'll be seeing it in two parts. I'll share the screen. Oh, just a minute. So it's 12th December 1979. It just takes a bit of while to come on the sharing thing. Yeah. So as you can see, today Bap Dada is seeing all of his children in their special decorated form. Saje Sajaye Vishesh Atman. The decorated form of each, bearing the various symbols, is a very beautiful sight for Baba, right? And if you can remember that every Avyak Murli, in the first line itself, Baba always addresses to all the children as in many different ways. He says that I don't see you all as the bodies. I see you all as those sparkling souls or the sparkling stars. And in that, Baba adds a lot of adjectives and a lot of specialities. So today's speciality is he's seeing us as the specially decorated form. And Baba says that I'm not bothered with how your bodies are, whether you're fat, thin, dark, white, doesn't matter. I just look at you all as the sparkling stars. And Baba is saying then this special decorated form has various symbols, which is a very beautiful sight for him. And he's asking, have you seen yourself in this way anytime? Which are the symbols that you are carrying? Sometimes I think in Hindi, Baba says about alankar, which I don't know, exact translation in English is not there, but it is all those ornaments which we are wearing. And today he's saying the ornaments symbolize some things. And what are these symbols? Each child was seen seated beneath a very beautiful canopy, which was protecting them from being troubled by matter and Maya. So firstly, canopy is a Chhatra Chhaya, like I'm sure you all know those Raja Maharajas, all of them. They have sort of a big umbrella under which they move. I mean, you can see in this scorching heat of India or Asian summer, you need that umbrella. That is one for protection from the sun. That is a very gross meaning, which the gross use of that, which I'm telling you. But according to Baba, Baba is all very subtle. He is so subtle and he'll always speak about subtle things. So he says that not only that protects you from matter, so the sunlight also is a part of matter, but more important is Maya. And this Chhatra Chhaya is Parmatam Chhatra Chhaya. It's God's canopy. So many devices for spiritual protection were visible so that not even the most subtle vibrations could infiltrate the canopy. The subtlest of the subtle vibrations of Maya, which Baba says the royal forms of Maya are not even visible, or they're not even able to infiltrate through the canopy, because this canopy is shielding it from you. So now the first instrument or ornament comes. First, there were those wearing the crown of responsibility in service. So it's about the Taj. So Baba beautifully speaks about this Taj is Zimmewari ka Taj, ya Zimmedari ka Taj. And this Zimmewari or responsibility is in service for those who are engaged in world benefit. Second crown is of light ka Taj, which is gained through attaining complete purity, Sampurna Pavitrata. So this double crown was very beautiful. So there are two crowns. light ka taj, and light ka taj is the same as pavitrata ka taj and zimmewari ka. So crown of responsibility in service and crown of light. So this double crown is beautiful, and the crown of light was radiating all around to the extent in which there was purity in thought, word, and action. So wonderful. So Baba is very deeply saying that complete purity actually has a lot of other meanings as well. Baba is referring here to as Mansa Vacha Karmana. So how pure I am in my thoughts, whatever thought I create, the same I speak, that is in my words, and the same I act or enact or perform actions. So that is completely, and depending on this, Baba always says, Dadi Gulzar also used to say that the intensity of your sparkle is directly correlated with this purity. The more pure I am in my these aspects of thought, word, and action, the more brighter will be my sparkle. And Baba says in this, all of you were number-wise. Similarly, with the crown of responsibility, the size and radiance also varied. So not only the brightness and radiance, Baba is also saying the size here now. And again, remember, this is not about any gross size. It is about the subtleties which Baba is speaking. So do we do a lot of service, but do we have that on our shoulders or on our head, that I am fully responsible for whatever I am doing in my life? And here it reminds me of Mama's slogan. In Hindi, she used to say that, even Baba used to stay in Murli still. In Sakar Murlis also it comes, that मैं जो कर्म करूँगा मुझे देख और करेंगे. So I am fully responsible for what I am doing. I can't put the blame game on anyone else. So some had the light of 10 powers, whilst others had the light of 1,000. So this is again just symbolic. A 10 doesn't mean really a 10 figure. We know there are main 8 powers, and then you can add to the list many other powers as well. Like the Asht Shaktiyan, which we have, we all know that. Then sometimes Baba says the other powers are like the catching power, the touching power. Another one to add could be power of realization. So it's nothing to do with, I feel, just as a churning point, not about the quantity of 10. Because Baba says that it has to go from 10 to 1,000, which means it has to be multifold, Padma Padam. So we have to be full in our powers. Then only will my size and radiance of that crown of responsibility glow. The variation, it's still continuing further with the crown. Baba says the variations in the crowns were also apparent in the canopies. The canopy, Baba has got this canopy right from the beginning. In some cases, the canopies were so large that all the tasks could be carried out under their protection. But for some, the canopy was so unlimited that they were even able to throughout the world. Like it was spread, the canopy of protection, not only for self, but it was all over the world. All over the world, the souls were protected under that canopy and yet remain under its protection. So you see, it's like paradoxical here. Like you can imagine physically, if you think of the canopy, can the entire world fit under the canopy? Not at all. Baba is saying that that canopy is really so huge that the entire world can fit in that and also remain under its protection. So for some, the canopy, the Chhatra Chhaya, Paramatam Chhatra Chhaya was behad, unlimited. Whilst for others, the canopy was limited in size. Those were the ones who had made remembrance into a discipline to be performed at fixed times. So it's coming up, one interesting thing about all the Avyak Murlis. I don't know whether I've shared this before with all of you on this platform, that to start with, Baba really adorns us with, and he really praises. It's not a false praise. He's not trying to make us just not bluff around. No, not at all. It is what we are. He sees us as those sparkling stars, the glowing, the radiance, blah, blah, all that. And then further down, Baba tells us that why we have these faults or why we have these limitations or whatever. We are not in the Behad, why we are in the Had. And then Baba explains us, and then Baba is like a teacher. He's thrashing us, and we should be thrashed. Don't we, all of you, feel that we should know what is our weakness, or what is the thing which is making us remain away from perfection, and why? That is more important, because we still know that yes, we are not perfect. That's fine. Even Baba tells you you're not perfect. But why we are not perfect? That's important. And because once we know the why, then we can work on it. So Baba is saying that why is that thing in a few of you all, or in majority of you all, limited? Because your remembrance is also limited. And I think a few days ago, Baba was saying, Dil se yaad karo, dimag se nahi. I don't know, I read it somewhere. Was it in Sakar Murli or out of the blue? I'm remembering. So our remembrance is just as a discipline that Amrit Vela I have done, that's fine. I do the Nimasham. So I count my hours, 2 to 4 hours. Baba is going on to say, you have made your remembrance into a discipline to be performed at fixed times only. They would have remembrance for 4 hours or for 8 hours. And in this way, they would transform the remembrance of the unlimited Father into a limited activity. So that's what is the reason our glow, the radiance, and all that is also limited. They had fixed a set time to experience a relationship which is eternal, which is anadi, and we have made it very limited, and had thus made that relationship into a very temporary one, which should have ideally been permanent. So they had brought the remembrance of the unlimited into limitation. Sometimes there would be a relationship with Baba, and sometimes a relationship with human beings. Sometimes there will be a relationship with possessions or our materialistic possessions, sometimes with old sanskars or with the former nature of the self. So Baba is explaining it so deeply that why are we limited? Because we have all these limited sets of old sanskars, limited sets of just thinking about me and my family and my possessions and my objects which I possess, so on and so forth. At the time of receiving, there was generosity in the heart. Like lene ke samay from Baba, yes, behad ka mil raha hai. But at the time of giving, there would sometimes be economy. So I am not good at giving. At the time of receiving, they do not say just a little for the time being, but at the time of giving, they say it will happen gradually. So Baba is saying, it reminds me of, remember, all of you last Sunday's Murli, the call of the time is Samay ki pukar hai, data bano, and just keep giving no matter whoever is there in front of you, whatever he's done in the past with you, you just keep giving. Don't expect, just keep giving. That's what I think Baba is reminding here again, that don't say it will happen gradually while giving. No, just keep doing it, keep giving it as much as you're getting. With great cleverness, they raise Baba's hopes with the words saying, yes, Baba, we shall be complete. Baba says in Hindi this word is, Baba, don't worry, we will be complete and perfect. Banenge, ban jayenge, the ge ki bhasha, language of ge, which ge in Hindi, I mean. But if you're claiming the right to receive in 1 second, you should equally be generous also at the time of giving. Those whose remembrance is constantly limited were seen under their canopies, but the effects of the vibrations and atmosphere of Maya, together with the battling with matter, sanskars, and other human beings, were also being experienced. So Baba saying this limited canopy of Paramatam Chhatra Chhaya, you all have made it very limited with your very limited remembrance, with interference from your old sanskars, having clashes with other sanskars, so on and so forth. Had their remembrance been unlimited, they would have experienced continual safety under their canopies. So this was all about what Baba is speaking, starting with the canopy and then going on to, he told us about the crown of responsibility in service, and also the double crown, which means the other crown of purity or crown of light. That's the same one. Let's move on to the throne. Next, all were seen sitting on the thrones. And now throne is, which we call in Hindi, takht. So Baba says there are many takhts. I think there are three. One is Dil Takht. Baba's heart throne. We'll come to that. And second is the Takht of Akal Takht, which we say. Akal Takht is, again, Akal means eternal, that which is timeless, but that which is not bound by time. So it is Abirikuti Takht, the throne where the soul sits in the body. That's second. And third one is Vishwarajya Takht, which is the throne of your future, what you get in future, which is about all your, as a king, when you're sitting on that throne in golden age and silver age as well. So let's look at these thrones. You know which throne is Baba speaking, the throne of Baba's heart. However, the heart throne is such a pure place, excuse me, that only the one who is pure constantly can sit on it eternally. So see, ultimately it boils down with all these instruments we are saying, Taj, Takht, and all these things. It's all about purity, because Baba is saying only a pure soul who is so pure constantly and fully can sit on it eternally all the time. Baba does not send anyone away from the throne of his heart, but they themselves climb down from it. And so it's again so beautiful, makes you feel really so guilty all the time when Baba says that I don't push you away from my heart throne. It is you who come down off the heart throne because of your own lack of purity. And everyone is number wise. If I'm so pure, I'll always latch on to that eternal throne, because that eternal throne of Baba's heart is so pure. Baba is the purest of pure, right? Because he's the ocean of purity. It is Baba's wish that all of his children should be seated on the throne eternally. But according to the operations of the law of karma, only those children who constantly follow the Father are able to sit on the throne eternally. If there has been impurity or disciplines have been broken, which Baba is very specific and strict about, Maryada Tori, impurity immediately seeps in. Even in the thought, if we are breaking a Maryada, we are breaking a discipline, then they themselves step down from the throne and experience either realization or repentance. So realization will be Mehsusta ki Shakti, which I said, and Parivartan. They won't be able to transform. And then there'll be repentance, Paschata. If the misdeed is sinful, there will be the stage of repentance. And if the misdeed is wasteful, there will be the stage of realization. So see, beautifully Baba is explaining Paschatap who will have if Paap kiya hai. Paap se purpose, we say Paap se Paschatap, sinful. And if the misdeed is just wasteful, like something which I have done, waste thoughts I have had about someone, waste actions or waste words I'm speaking, then it will just be a stage of realization. Like when we do parachintan, we speak waste about anyone, it doesn't become a paap in one way, a sinful action, but it becomes, Baba says, you feel at the end of the day that, oh, when you're checking your pota mail or your chart, that, oh, my time got wasted. And then you have this realization, oh, but this realization now, or what to do, the time has already gone. So that stage of realization and stage of repentance is for sinful actions. This repetition of wasteful thoughts gradually brings the realization that I should not be allowing these. So gradually the repetition of the stage of realization goes into this realization that, oh, what have I done? And then the thought that, oh, this is wrong, pricks like a thorn. So see, so beautiful words just reminds me in English, we convert ourselves from thorn into a thorn. Kaanta ho jata hai. Beautiful English words. Realization and repentance. So Mehsusta and Paschata, they prevent the soul from enjoying the intoxication of the stage of being seated on the throne. So beautiful, Baba started the Murli with sparkling lights and crowns and all that thing, and even on the thrones. But then now we realize that Baba has again told us why we get out of this throne, because of these two things. The power of realization is less, and there's a lot of repentance all the time because of our misdeeds. And a lot of misdeeds happen because we get different sorts of impurity at different levels, and also we break the disciplines every now and then, starting from the thought level. So I think I'll stop here because this is a very small Murli, and tomorrow we'll have nothing otherwise to discuss. So I'll just stop here. I'll stop sharing the screen, and then let's see what you'll have to churn. Thank you. You all can start, and I just saw a chat comment in the box. Shivani Bhain is saying, this is someone else writing, so it went off. Okay. Yeah, so alankar is ornaments or adornments. So I think it could be both, because ornaments which the Devi Devtas, the royal souls wear, those ornaments are there for adornment. So it's in one way, whatever you say, I mean, it's both are in one way equal. That's what I feel. But again, all our ornaments as a Brahmin, they are very subtle. Those ornaments, Taj, Tilak, Tak, Baba says. Baba also says the other, which is um, Gada, Padam. The lotus is the Padam. Gada is that, what do you call in English? I forget. Then the chakra you have, which is the discus. And we'll be having it in the end when we read tomorrow. And Shank is the conch shell. And I forget what the gada is. The mace. Yeah, the gada is the mace. So all these are also ornaments, but they are basically, each one of them has a spiritual significance. We can go in their details sometimes. The four subjects of ours: Gyan, Yog, Dharana, Seva, that is knowledge, yoga, the inculcation, dharana, and the service. Each of them is related to each of these: the Shankh, Chakra, Gada, and Padam. So the conch shell, the discus, the lotus, and the mace. Each one of them is related. So it's in one way same. Yeah, thank you for writing it, Mace. And yeah, so all of you can start sharing, and then I'll read the chat box sharings.
Om Shanti. So, Baba says, Baba is talking about the heart throne. So I like this, the Baba's heart throne is eternal, and Baba says we can really be seated in his heart throne, and Baba says only one who's pure and constantly can sit. And it's very beautiful. Baba says that, Baba doesn't really push anyone from his throne, heart throne, and it is the children who themselves came down from it. And though Baba wished to see everyone seated all the time there, but according to our karma, right, we are being slipped out of Baba's remembrance, and then therefore we are coming out of Baba's heart. So this is so my takeaway for today is to be seated constantly in Baba's heart front, so that the clear for that which I will make today. Thank you.
Yes, so in the meantime, I'll read the chat box sharing. Sister Girija is mentioning about Bestuva, that is Data. And मैं बाप की श्रृंगारी हुई आत्मा हूँ. I am the decoration of Baba, sitting under his unlimited canopy, wearing the crown of responsibility, that is power, and a sparkling crown of light, that is purity. Like a halo around me, I become a besto. Thank you for sharing. And I could also say that both have come together here. Purity is also power. So purity and power, both crowns. The double crown is, the first is the light and second is of the power. And that power comes with responsibility. Yeah. Anyone else could also share? Well, you all can start writing down if you all don't want to share. I'll give you all a homework. Actually, not homework. We are not, homework is done when you go back home, which means I'm speaking about once we finish this. I'm speaking about giving you all a little bit of classwork. So don't worry, I'm not trying to behave like I'm your teacher, but let us just look at churn on these four and let's try to write down in the chat box, or you all can speak. What are these four subjects with the four ornaments? So again, I always start with Hindi because it's difficult to remember in English directly. Shankh, Chakra, Gada, and Padam. So Shankh is the conch shell. So what does it signify? Which subject? Anyone? Out of the four. Gyan, Yog, Dharana, Seva.
Seva, because we have to.
Saying it's
give-
Seva. Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you
Because we have
correlate it with Seva, Bijit Bhai?
Yeah, because I was thinking like this, we have to give the knowledge to others. So, Shankars, so it's a visual, right? So,
Very
yes,
smart. You're taking two subjects, okay? Knowledge and seva together. Okay, that is also, see, I mean, everyone is so nice in their churning. No one is right. No one is wrong. I mean, don't worry about that. So you're saying that, yes, actually it's knowledge, as someone has written. So Galaxy Note 9, sorry, I don't know your name. Please rename yourself. Yeah, so Bijit Bhai is saying that it's the first subject, actually, knowledge, and knowledge also, when you are giving it through your words, it's seva in one way. So that's perfectly fine what you have correlated. So correct. So it's Gyan. Second is Shankaba Chakra, which is your discus. So what is that subject? So we have three left: Yog, Dharana, and Seva.
Chakra is, it's always we seeing ourselves in our form and
So that's
also
what subject?
going through.
So it's Yog.
Yeah,
Yoga.
yoga.
Yeah, correct. I don't know who was speaking. I cut them off, sorry. It was Karthika probably. Yeah, you want to speak? Please go ahead, Karthika.
Yes, brother. Chakra is discuss of realization, so it is yoga.
Yeah, so both of you are right. Seeing oneself, self-realization, and also working on the self. So it's all the yog subject. Fantastic. Then comes the third. Chakra ke baad Gada. Gada is the mace, and Padam. Padam, I'll take Padam first because it's easier to understand. Padam is the lotus flower. So which subject does it remind you?
Dharana.
Dharana.
Yes, dharana, perfect. So someone else also said dharana, right? Okay, so dharana is inculcation. So being nyara pyara, trying to inculcate all these qualities, and the number one is purity from today's takeaway from the Murli. And the last is the mace. So which subject is remaining? Seva is remaining, service. So how is seva related to the mace? So can just churn on it. How can, like, remember who uses the gada in Mahabharata, and even who else has a gada? Which deity is adorned with a gada? Come on, many South Indians.
Bhima.
Sorry, Radha.
Bhima. Hanuman.
Hanuman. Perfect.
Hanuman and Bhim.
And
Bhim.
SM is saying what?
Bhima.
Bhima in Mahabharata.
Bhima, yes, Bhima of Mahabharata, right? Rakhi Bhen. Thank you for. I wasn't able to hear that, sound was cutting. Sorry. So Bhim and Bhima or Bhim, fine, and Hanuman. So what do they do? I mean, when they are shown as the deities with this mace, what is the function of that? It signifies power in one way, right? That you're very powerful. So I think that Gada Chalana is to flank around the mace and do seva, which means seva is also power in one way. And if I am powerful in all, so actually each and every subject is so correlated, as Girija Bhen was correlating with purity is power. Same way, the more pure I am, then I'm able to sort of be so mighty and do this Gada in one way, that in one way it becomes a service for me. And my power and my purity also becomes a mode of service in one way, right? Power, again, you can say is yoga power or so many other powers. And also purity, that becomes a seva, because my lifestyle, looking at my lifestyle, people are inspired. So that way you can connect it with seva. Well, thank you. Quite a few of you have opened up today. So do we have something else to do, or any churning points, or you want to go into meditation?
So, while you were talking about Gada and a maze, one reflection is it's like one need to be aware to figure out what kind of seva is to be done in what situation with what soul. So, so how do we correlate Gada with the maze here? Anything that
Okay. So you're saying Gada or donkey Gada? No, no.
I'm doing Gada, the one which Hanuman and Bhim
Okay.
uses. That Gada I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Gada.
mace. Yeah, I'm just pulling your leg. Sorry. So the thing is, I think, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out. You said which seva to do at what time and with which person, like, and how to correlate
Because you spoke about maze, right?
mace. So as I said, mace is a like when we are in a battlefield, for example. I'm just looking at the mace now, and in the battlefield, it's a shastra. It's not an instrument. Shastra ko kya bolenge? I don't know. It's a weapon. It's a weapon. Just Baba says sometimes that Gyan ki gada chalao. He says that also, if you see in Murlis. And he also says Gyan bhi ek shastra hai. So it's a weapon. Knowledge also is a weapon. Same way, how seva is a weapon. So in the battlefield of Maya, for example, when I am there, in my constant tussle with Maya, and today Baba mentioned about matter as well, matter and Maya both. So when I'm struggling, then I can apply this mace. Now you're saying how to link it with seva. So if I'm able to use this ace in the seva purpose and I'm able to defeat Maya, so then looking at that, other people see, oh, how can he do? Even I can do. So that becomes a seva. So that's what it is, a seva point in that way. You get my point?
Yeah,
That,
got it.
that way. So, I mean, this
But
is just churning on a very, it's just, I'm trying to not complicate it, but I'm just churning it in that way to correlate with seva. But someone could say Gyan also, because as I said, Baba says Gyan ki gada. So it's also so each of these ornaments can be intermingled with all those four subjects as well. So don't worry, because at Bijit Bhai also said that the first subject, what did you say? You said for seva as this one, the conch shell is also seva. Because whatever seva you do through knowledge giving is also seva in one way, vacha seva. And you all can also correlate all these four ornaments with the four types of seva. Vacha seva, mansa seva, karmana seva, sambandh sampark se seva. So you all can churn it on this. Do this homework today.
uh,
Yeah.
Brother, I was just when you were speaking, see, these four are just alankar of Vishnu, and Vishnu is the four-armed. The four-armed is two is female and two is male. Now, when you were speaking of Gada, I felt, generally it is like representing the justice system. It's like infinite power, infinite strength, punishing the living. That's why, even as you said in the war, the Gada is lifted just to show the power which I have with me. So that's also a subtle way related to the subject which I get. I don't know, I'm trying to relate it to remembrance. If I am constant remembrance, I can always, in a war with Maya, I can lift the Gada and I can protect myself. See, so each of these alankar which you are giving, like the shank was the dwani. It's, as you said, sometimes, yes, it's knowledge, but through knowledge, we relate God's knowledge to everyone. So that's why there is a mixing up of what we say about knowledge and service. Actually, conch, they generally say it's just like the sound of Om, where all the negative energies are gone. So for me, the false knowledge goes off and the true knowledge comes in. But Gada, I always, and it is shown in Vishnu's hand, not in Lakshmi's hand. These four people, even in whose hands it is shown, that also is a significant if you see in the memorial. And these memorials, if when Baba is mentioning it now in the confluence stage, it's just, and I really get all these in the copper age. But there are deeper meanings of these ornaments if you closely analyze them. Om Shanti.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, all of you, for your journey. Thanks you, sister, for pointing out that as well. And yeah, and all of us know that Hanuman, there is no such deity as Hanuman. It is basically our memorial. Same thing as, which was the other one you all said, Bhim. Again, Bhim is a sign of a mighty Pandav. It's our memorial, again, the Brahmins. And Vishnu, though Baba says, or rather in the Bhakti path, the path of religion, they show that, in the path of devotion, sorry, they show Vishnu having that symbol. But Vishnu, ideally, whoever Lakshmi Narayan we are speaking of, they don't have the mace because it's something thought to be violent in one way. And good Radhamani is saying, Gada refers to a weapon to kill 5 vices in us, and lotus again, purity and detached. So in one way, though they are all physical, you can see them as physical weapons, particularly all these 4 ornaments, what we say, they are really having a deep spiritual significance, and they are at a subtle level. We need to understand what they are. And this is just about playing around with the 4 subjects, the 4 ornaments, trying to correlate. So fantastic churning. Thank you, all of you all. I think it's 5:38. So let's move on to some meditation. Hope that's okay. If anyone wants another sharing, please quickly feel free to share. Okay, so I'll just share the sound.
Manoj Bhai, if you have time, just a minute. It is just a thing related to what we call the Sanatan Dharam. So why is, as you said, there is neither female or male, but when they show that memorial, why is the female hand shown with the chakra and conch? I always used to look at that image and say, the female is always shown. Is it because the hand is behind? She's shown with the chakra and conch. And Narayan is shown with the lotus and mace.
No, I never said that no male or female. I said that they look at Vishnu, Lakshmi Narayan, the combined of Vishnu.
Yeah.
Vishnu doesn't have these alankars actually, right? Because these alankars, according to Baba, are alankars of Brahmins. Because Vishnu can't be violent with the mace. So I didn't mean to say male and female, and I'm sorry, I didn't realize that those 2 are for female, those 2 are for male. I don't think that distinction is there. All for, gender is absolutely not important because all of us are souls, and each soul has to have all those 4 ornaments. So I don't think it is anything gender specific. Yeah, so I would just end it over there because I didn't mention about being gender specific. Yeah, I just said that Vishnu, though, is Lakshmi Narayan, but these alankars are not of Vishnu because the deities don't have all these weapons. They'll have beautiful ornaments, which we are discussing, Taj, Tilak, and Takht, but not these ornaments. Right. Okay. So hope that answers. Yeah. So I just share the. So I'll share some music, just some soft music in the background. I think someone's audio is on and we can hear some tap, tap, tap sound. If you can please mute yourself. I'm not cutting off. Situate yourself so conscious. Let's try to meditate today. Three aspects of therapy and ground, the pillar, start looking at my stellar first. It's the first stellar which you once I realized that I am not physically alone, which is made of light. It's eternal energy development. It's immediately the second take up the self-realization automatically follows. At the same time, the Swaraj Kandila, which I apply, it helps me split the discus of self-realizations through which I can cut the six clouds, including this shadow. Third thing which combinations which is also called Raj Title, to show that the royal families apply to each other. So see yourself in these three tilaks. It's the tilak of self-realization. The tilak of victory. Situated in the silent consciousness. So precious. Keep seated up his heart through mixing up my seat belt. Making sure I don't slip. To that extent, I'm able to sit on the throne. Whilst I'm in the wife. To be eternal on the other. Eternal throne. Seat of soul consciousness. It's been 3 on today.
Om Shanti, Manish bhai. We had a lot of disturbance. We couldn't hear you properly. Okay. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Manoj bhai, for the beautiful session. Thank you, Divine Family. We shall connect again tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, wear your spiritual ornaments and experience being seated in Baba's heart throne. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Om Shanti.